So typically speaking, market cycles happen, it ebbs and flows. But Julie, maybe you can kind of give your perspective, right, and the current market environment that we're in, and then kind of just from your experiences, go from there.
Sure, I'm actually very specialized in one area. So I think with everything else, let's say if you're an engineer, you go work for a big company, you actually people think they can get into investing and just make money. No one would think, you've never studied medicine and you can do like surgery immediately, right? So investing is one of those things where it's really hard to see skill versus luck. And there's a lot of beginner's luck, and you hear people making money, and this is where bubbles are formed. Like, oh, everyone who got into crypto is like a genius, and everyone follows, and these huge bubbles and burst. If you're the last person who got into it, well, you lost all your money, right? So treasuries and so on. It's actually what's happening in the world, right? When you're buying treasury bonds, you're saying, I have faith in the U.S. government, and how are they going to manage their debt ceiling issues? They just printed so much stimulus check, and then there's inflation, and then when U.S. government or the Federal Reserve, which is independent from the government, when they print, basically U.S. dollar is the global reserve currency, right? And then the European central banks and Japanese banks, they're going to be like, well, your dollar is worth a lot less now because you just increased the supply. Well, what are we going to do? Well, U.S. basically is exporting inflation to the rest of the world. Americans get dollar, and then you go buy goods that Chinese people and other people have to produce for you, right? But then their currency is worth less if they don't print as well. So globally, you have everyone printing at the same time, right? So you need to be what there's this concept of market efficiency where it's it has won Nobel Prize and everything where whatever the crypto Bitcoin price today, like I don't know 25K or whatever, it's because everyone out there who's interested in Bitcoin or not interested in have aggregated their opinion, and that's the price. That's the best price today according to all information and opinions out there. Now you have to think my insight is better than the aggregate of everyone, which is actually super hard to beat. People have shown this kind of like average guess kind of thing. Let's say if I ask the room, what do you think is the average, what's the weight of an elephant? Some people are gonna give me like, I don't know, 1,000 tons, and some people are gonna be like, oh, I don't know, 100 kilos, completely off. But if I average it, it's actually super close to the actual weight. People have shown this for tons of things. Where you aggregate a group is like law of large number. The average prediction is incredibly accurate. So what you're trying to do is actually you have to be like, I'm better than the average of the group, which is incredibly accurate. So I think beginner investors, they have these kind of expectations that could be a little off. If you listen to like the best hedge fund guys, let's say Ken Griffin, Citadel, like multi-billionaire, he's like, my best guys, their win ratio is 51 to 49% on particular stocks. So even the pros the best of the best, these people get paid like hundreds of millions of dollars, can only hit that way. So you have to be like, have some skepticism that like learning is fun and you need to get educated. Just like, I think of it as any area of your life where you take the ultimate ownership, right? Your health, your mental health or physical fitness and nutrition. People are going to give you all sorts of different advice. You're going to follow like CrossFit yoga or like keto or paleo stuff. But end of the day, it's all these different schools of thoughts. But your expectation has to be in line that you're not just going to go in and become the greatest stock picker or crypto person. That whatever that's in the market right now, the price is probably pretty good. That you probably don't have some amazing insight that's going to make you big